It happened the second high school rodeo. Friday night she had an awesome rodeo. She went out and she won the barrels and awesome in the breakaway and an amazing goat tie and run and team roping and everything. The next morning was a Saturday. She came out and barrels was the first event, and she was running barrels. As she came around the first barrel, the rein got over he was going so fast and gravity got that inside rein over Pecos's neck as she came around that first barrel. And being Lyndsie, she's such a competitor and so tough that she just continued kicking and went on with the run. She would try to flip that rein over his neck and flip it over his neck as she's running and go to the second barrel and not get it over his neck and kick into the third and just still kicking in both reins, and she comes running back towards the eye. I happen to be in the arena standing by the judge and the electric eye. As she crosses the eye, the last thing I remember, and she said she remembers hearing the announcer say, "Wow, what a smoking run with no reins." And that's really the last thing she remembers, and I went into shock as she came across. She really had no reins to balance him. And from what everyone says, as she came across the eye and started circling to slow down, she went over. He stumbled, obviously having no balance and going that fast. She did end up winning the go, which is so bittersweet about this whole thing. She won that go with no reins, running the whole pattern with no reins. But as he stumbled and started tripping, they bumped heads, which then caused her to totally go over his head. As they bumped heads, it knocked her out. I'm at the electric eye at the finish line as she crosses the eye, and I see him go from, Mach 90 to 0 flat, and he goes down, and she's down under him, and she's caught in his her stirrups are caught, her feet are caught in the stirrups. I run to her, and immediately as I get to her, I see that she's seizuring, and she's in a seizure. And as a parent, it's scary. It was a million thoughts went through my mind, and I knew right then, I was afraid as I looked down at her and saw her seizuring that her life had just changed drastically. I knew I couldn't move her, so I immediately just laid down by her and put my head down on her head, and I started talking to her and patting her cheeks. And I started just saying, "Lyndsie, this is mom, and as you are a parent and you're in the arena or anything and your child is hurt and you hear the EMTs saying, 'Lyndsie, stay with us, stay with us.' And this, I'm thinking, this is just from barrel racing. This is not a dangerous rodeo sport. This is not bull riding or anything like that." And as this all unfolded and the whole thing happened, your perspective on everything changes. So now fast forward back to today at this high school rodeo, that she did not catch her calf and she got moved in the barrel racing from second to third. This was exactly 2 months ago this accident happened. I stood there and they said, "Oh, that's too bad she missed her calf, but she's amazing the way she's roping and everything." I said, perspective on rodeo and on life changes drastically when something like this happens. We are so lucky that we're back. We had to sit out 3 rodeos because of the head trauma, the concussion, the problems that she had, everything that she had. And this dream horse, Pecos, was the reason why the whole time she was hurt, the whole time she's laying in that arena and she finally was able to speak again, she just kept asking for Pecos, kept asking for Pecos. And he was her inspiration, is her inspiration. He's her world. She would ask where he was and if he was okay. And as they strapped her to the board and got ready to take her away in the ambulance, as a parent and as you're sitting there watching, is one of those things that you're not sure how your life's going to end up tomorrow or next week or next month or next year. So I'm okay that she's at state and she missed her calf, because she's at state and she's healthy and she's regaining everything back and she's totally amazing. And I can't tell you how many times people have walked up to her in the last 2 months, no matter where we are, where we go and what she does, and they will say, "You are my hero. This is amazing what you can do with your cast, what you can do, being able to make everything happen in the arena." And I have to say, she's my hero too, and that's what I say to them. So that makes a different perspective on life. and on how you're able to look at life and the things that happen in the arena and everything. It's fun. We do it for fun. We do it as a family. I have 2 amazing kids, and they're competitors, and that's why she's out there, able to hold that rope in 2 fingers with no thumb. She gets dizzy goat tying. It's one of those things that she's dealing with, but she's amazing, and it's all about the competition and the love of the sport, and yet at the same time taking care of the health of the kids and the horses first and foremost. That's why she missed those 3 rodeos. That's why she sat out, no matter what else was going to happen, because we wanted to make sure she was healthy.
It really makes you bring out the tough and competitiveness in yourself, even just for school, to achieve what you need to. So I'm really looking forward to being able to go to college and furthermore my education and just become smarter. I mean, yeah, you can rope, but it's always good to be the smart roper at the rope ends.